we're live. It looks like we're live. That's good. This guitar, we've done a lot so far. Let's see. Repaired some of the electronics. Not some of them. This is an HSH configuration. The center single coil pickup was in it. Wasn't even wired up. The three-way switch was wired incorrectly. I had some jumpers going on. It worked for making the outer two pickups work, but we have it now wired up where you've got a bridge position pickup, the center position pickup works now, and the neck position works now. Had to do a little bit of rewiring on the electrical circuit. Here's a guitar. It's a beautiful blue. This cavity cover was missing, so I made one out of an old DVD case. So we had to cut that, or I had to cut that and get it all shaped. And it's not perfect, but it's a very inexpensive guitar, and it'll just keep the electronics from flopping around, being looking ugly in there. It looks terrible. Somebody had cut the pickup wires off, and that's something that I really try and recommend, that no one ever cut pickup wires. That is a bad idea, because you'll always cut them, and then you'll want to put the pickup in a different guitar that now the wire's too short, so you have to extend 4 little teeny wires. So don't cut the pickup wires. Wind them up inside the body cavity. That's my advice on that. We've done that. Let's see, what else? Put a shim in the neck. This is not the original Floyd, licensed by Floyd Rose. Let's see. Yeah, it's a licensed Floyd Rose, so it's not an original Floyd Rose. It's not the original whammy bar. I don't believe it's the original one that came on the guitar. So I'm having to deal with a little bit of that, but I put a neck shim in there to raise this string action a little bit, so that I'll have some room to work with this Floyd and kind of see that. So I'm at the point where I'm putting strings on it. I've cleaned the neck, polished the frets, treated the fingerboard with linseed oil, got the pickups lowered down out of the way, and I had to build a new string tree for this one. The original owner lost the very important string tree that goes above the locking nut. It's very important to have those things going down steeply, so that when you do lock the locking nut down, that the strings don't go wildly out of tune at that point. So I'll show you a little picture of that. This is what I did. I used a little piece of tubing, drilled a couple holes in it, and no, it's not black. Unfortunately, I didn't have black parts to go in here, but the machine heads are chrome, so it kind of matches. And I did try and color it with a Sharpie, but that didn't work so well. And I kind of knew that was the case. But the guitar is obviously not like terribly fancy. It actually had a hole drilled through it in the top at one point. Really relatively inexpensive Ibanez guitar, very inexpensive guitar, but don't treat any of them differently than I treat my own. This might as well be my old RG 570. So we'll get it all strung up here and see what happens at this point. So here we go. I'm using a set of 9 to 42 Ernie Ball Slinkies, and I'll show you how I go about putting these on. Go ahead and put the bar in here. I want to put some new speed knobs on here, so this thing will be a little bit easier. And this is going to be a gift to a 12-year-old, I believe a 12-year-old young man who, a friend of his owns this guitar. He's interested in playing. Oh, gotta get an Allen key here. I need a 3mm. I don't think my 3mm is sitting out here right at the moment. I put it away. I've had this guitar here for a few days. I've had this guitar here for a few days, and been just kind of picking away at it in between other projects. The owner wasn't like, get it done real quickly, so I've been able to take my time with this one. Oh boy. And these blocks, something weird going on with these blocks. There we go. Yeah. There we go. I'm just pushing forward on the bar so it'll give me some room to tighten up this hex key. And you can see what's going on with this block. I'm not sure what all has happened with this bar, so I'm probably working with altered parts and pieces and things like that. This should tighten up straight. So of course I'm running into, it won't do, see it's sitting there flush now, but if as soon as I put the string in here, it wants to tilt. I need to check this block and see if it's in upside down, which is probably the case. I don't know. I'm going to tighten all these up just a bit so I don't lose any. If these fall out of there, they'll vanish. They will vanish. Almost looks like that one's upside down also.
He's wanting to get maybe a hideaway kicker, another hideaway kicker, possibly the 10-inch. I tried to fit this
This is
guy
stuff
in,
we run into when people do their own thing with their guitars.
But I don't know, or maybe I thought maybe you'd have another idea.
There you go.
That
So it's
kicker
got the
might
divot.
go in there.
We'll put that in the correct direction. I don't know if it was correct or not when I started this process, but we'll see what that looks like. Okay, that looks good. Yeah, I'm gonna remove this one because it seems like it's upside down. It's behaving like it's upside down. I don't know. There's the proper direction for this, and I don't even know if these are the correct string blocks that came in this thing, so if they've been swapped out. Yeah, I think that block was in there upside down. I'm almost certain it was. There we go. Let's see how this, yeah, now we're talking. All right, so if your string blocks fall out of there, be sure that you get them in the correct direction. The Floyd Roses freak dudes out, man. I'm gonna check each one of these just to be sure. I don't want to waste time, and I'm gonna waste some time just having to check these, but at least I won't have to do stuff twice. I want this in the little divot pointed the right direction. And now I'm putting on again a set of our Ernie Ball Slinky 9 to 42 gauge strings. We're going to tune it up to a standard pitch, and we'll get the Floyd all balanced out so that the springs and everything are behaving properly. I don't know if this is going to have much in the way of movement in the pulling back on this, because it's not the correct bar, and this part is not routed out far enough for the bar to be able to pull in an up, to bend the pitch upward. So I just don't know. We'll see what happens here. Pull these blocks out of here. These are the knobs that came on the instrument originally. They're like out of a guitar, off of an old guitar amp or something. They just look kind of dorky. So I put some new black speed knobs on here and make it look cool. Cut all of the winding off. Don't leave any of the wound stuff. Just cut the whole thing off. Floyd. Normally with a Floyd Rose, this thing would be tilted all the way down, and you'd have to tilt the bar forward like I'm doing here so that you could tighten these retaining screws. I have no idea about the intonation of this guitar, so it's probably going to be a little bit. I'm going to be on for about an hour today, and then I'm going to go eat lunch. So I'll get as much done as I can here on this. Hopefully everything is looking alright. Sure to appreciate all of you watching these videos that I put out, and hopefully everybody's learning something from this. I'm going to go ahead and try this one without. I want to just see if this thing tilts. To me it seems like, yeah, seems like the other couple were in the correct direction. So string after string, here we go. I scheduled this for 1 p.m. but went ahead and got going on it earlier just because I had time, and so forgive me if you've missed a little bit of this broadcast because you thought it was going to start at 1 o'clock. You can rewind and watch anything. Nothing much important has happened thus far. This is all routine Floyd Rose setup stuff. When you get the strings put in there, you can always give them a little tug to make sure they're nice and solid. Hello, Hugh. Thanks for dropping in today. You're releasing songs like crazy, man. That's awesome. Great to see that you're still playing and having fun with music. I've been having a whole lot more fun playing live than doing much in the way of studio work. So that's been my musical venture over the last few months. Been fun to play in a live band and jam with an actual real drummer and singing harmony vocals live. And alright, so we got all the strings on that end. Let's go up here to this end and see if we can get them nice and tidy up here. I did this yesterday. You want to go under the string tree, and I built this string tree this morning for this. Just used a piece of tubing that I had laying around. Actually was a piece of a radio antenna that broke off of a that was broken. So we got to have this on here so that when you lock this locking nut down, the strings don't get pulled way out of tune. They will shift a little bit when you lock these things down. You got to make some fine tuner adjustments, but kind of the deal. Pretty normal. I have no idea what I'm looking at here. This thing did not have strings on it when it came in, so you know, before I do this, I'm gonna check the neck, and I'm just gonna take all the string tension off of these strings. I want to make sure that this neck is flat to get started, and we'll see how the strings do. Right. String has the neck has a little bit of a back bow in it right now, so we'll adjust that. I have this tool. Hugh, this is a 4mm Allen key or hex key that's used on 90% of the guitars built today. But I've installed this rubber. It's just insulating stuff for like a wiring, shrink tubing. to avoid scratching the sound hole of an acoustic guitar when you're making those adjustments in there. So a little idea for you. You've probably seen keys done that way. So let's see, this should have a 4mm Allen key. It may not, or it's been stripped. It's it's much bigger. Let me look in here. This is definitely a 5mm. That's cool. There's my 5mm, and we need to we want the neck to bend up a little bit, so I'm going to loosen the truss rod if I can. There we go. Loosen this. Yeah, it's fairly tight. I'm going to give it a couple of turns here just to get started. And I like to start when I'm working on a guitar that I don't know. I like to start with the fingerboard being perfectly flat, or as close to perfectly flat as I can get it. Oh yeah, that's nice. And I really, when they have inlays like this and using a fret leveling or a fingerboard leveling tool, that can get a little interesting. But we're close enough to being flat at this point that I'm feeling good about it. Right, and I know that I'm going to have to raise the string action a bit once I get these strings on here, because I put a shim in the neck as a preemptive strike for what I knew some of the limitations of this, and having the different Floyd Rose. Just experience, I think, talking there. You can hear that the strings are not ringing at all at this point. We'll fix that. And in fact, before I get too crazy, I'm going to go ahead and make another preemptive strike and raise the. I'm going to take the string tension off of here, and I'm going to go ahead and go over here to the bridge. And there's flathead screws, and they're real narrow little slots. I'm hoping that this screwdriver will fit, and it surely does. Barely, so I'm going to use a smaller screwdriver. And I'm raising this string action now considerably. I've shimmed the neck down to give me some room here to raise this string action. I'm moving it quite a bit, as you can see. And I've taken the tension off of the string so that I don't mess up the blade inside here. So I'm going to stop right there. I'm just kind of guessing. And it's still, the string action is still hitting this first fret. So I've got to raise this up quite a bit. So I'm going to keep going here. And it'll change, of course, as I raise this string action. But I don't know where this thing started, and I don't know what bar was on this originally. I could not tell you. So I don't know what alterations have been made to this guitar. This whole thing could have been changed. I'm sure it was, just because of what the owner has shared with me a little bit. And he likes to mess with his guitars, but he brings them to me to do when he runs into something that he can't solve. In particular, the electronic issue that this one had. Now we're getting somewhere. Boy, that's tight. I may need to put a new block in this one. I wonder if this block is bad or something's wrong with the saddle. Again, I have no idea what other people have done to this guitar. Okay. I'm just going to try and cinch it up one more time. Come on. Oh boy. I know my hand's right in the way of being able to see what I'm doing here. Let me move my camera. Okay. So what I am going to do here is take my famous, very famous popsicle stick, drop it in there. Now I can tighten this set screw, and you know, of course, the string will bend the complete opposite direction that you want it to bend. It's like wire. If you want it to go one direction, it will absolutely not go that direction. It will go the total opposite direction that you want it to go when you're soldering. Gravity has no bearing on wires in a guitar or an electronic circuit. It will go the total opposite direction that you want the wire to go, and the same with the strings when you run into a situation like that. So let's see if that holds. If it doesn't, we're gonna take a look at that string block, because I have extra ones here, so I may need to swap that one out with a new one. That one might have a divot in it, or it's been damaged in some way. We'll see what happens here. When I get some string tension on it, we'll know in just a moment. Stuff we run into, man. Okay, I can see already that my string action is way too high, but yeah, it seems like I maybe just didn't tighten that. Maybe I forgot to tighten down that string block. Now, alright. Now I have my toothpick in there. I'm going to remove the toothpick, and boy, that thing stayed right about where it was. That's amazing. Check this out. So I had my toothpick braced in here to hold that up while I was tightening that block in, and I got the guitar all tuned up, and man, the thing sits pretty dang flush. Nice. Looks like all the saddles, the neck radius is being matched, so that's all good. One other thing that I've done on this guitar, and I can tell that I'm going to have to alter, is the nut on this thing was glued in place, and it was an aftermarket. It wasn't the original nut, the locking nut on this. This one I've replaced, and so what I'm looking at here is the first fret action. It looks pretty good. The amount that I'm having to push down, it's definitely higher than what I want, so what I may end up doing is taking a little bit off of this nut, but I'm going to do that as the very last thing I do before I send this thing home. I explain why, but that's a lot of information. It's kind of useless. Not useless, but... So, at this point, I've got the guitar... Got the guitar tuned up to pitch. Oh, better be careful, Cheryl Crow. So the guitar's tuned to pitch, so I'm going to go ahead and check the neck relief on this thing. Where's my capo? Alright. And if you think I'm doing something out of order, let me know. I'm going to take a look at the chat real quick, guys. Live to fly. Don't forget live chat. Hit that like. Yeah, thank you. Chat disconnected. Please wait while we try to connect you. Unable to connect to chat. Please try again later. Why is my chat off? Huh? Okay. It's working. An error code. Please try again later. Really? What's going on here? This is interesting. I wonder if I can refresh this page. I don't even know if I'm live right now, to be honest. It's telling me that an error occurred. Please try again later. I don't know. Can anybody chat and tell me that I'm on live or not? Let me go to my, let me see. Boy, if it's going to go wrong, you're looking at the guy. Okay. Oh, it seems to be live. I don't even know. All right. Okay, sorry about that. That's YouTube Studio telling me that something went wrong in YouTube Studio. Yeah, okay. Boy, I wonder... Okay, you guys. Well, I'm going to keep going because it appears to be that I'm live, but I'm unable to see anything in here. So I need to make one other move here. And forgive me for this little interruption here. It's pretty... All right. So there we go. Okay. Okay. Boy, I don't know why that's going on. Okay, so sorry about that. I'm pointing at the ceiling. So where was I? We are gonna check the neck relief. Here we go. And I'm gonna go for 12 thousandths on this. Pull the bar off of here, and we definitely have way too much neck relief. So I need to tighten the truss rod. Oops, and we need a 5 mil. Where'd my 5 mil go? There it is. So I love the fact that this thing has a 5 mil truss rod adjuster. That's nice. Nice and stout. So as you notice, I turned it earlier, and now I'm having to turn it the opposite direction. And that's just the way it goes. Probably a different string gauge on this guitar than what was on it before. I don't know. Doesn't really matter. I like to start at ground zero. Alright, so we still have way too much neck relief, meaning there's a big underbow in the guitar, in the neck, I should say. So we'll remedy that by tightening the truss rod. And I'm just going to go one move at a time. One move at a time. Until we get her. I still have some room, so I'm going to move it one more time. See what happens here. Being really careful not to touch the strings with my hex key. I think that will be our final. Ibanez does such a great job with their truss rods. They just work. You usually don't have to move them very far. Alright, so hopefully my camera guy's giving you a good view of what I'm up to here. So, and I'm cheating on this a little bit. I'm going less. I'm not making. I'm not just feeling it. This is actually pushing the string up ever so slightly. Now, really not liking the alignment of this. These strings are awful close to the edge of the fingerboard here. So, and I can see that as I look down this guitar, the alignment is not exactly right. I think you can probably see that from this picture if I got you pointed straight down the guitar neck. And try and get this real accurate here. Sorry about all the movement, but you'll notice the distance here versus the distance up at the nut, and then here. So the strings are traveling down the neck at an angle, like going across the neck. I'm not gonna, that would require, and that's probably because it's a different, not probably, it's because it's a different bridge. That's a difficult thing to do with the Floyd Rose, and I have no idea why this one has had all of the alterations done to it that it has, but thus is life. So we've got our neck relief. I'm going to check our string action. I'm going to go ahead and check it here at the 12th fret because we are dealing with a Gibson scale neck. And boy, you know what? I got lucky. I am right at 4/64ths, just under 4/64ths on the bass E string. And I am, boy, I'm right at 4/64ths on the treble E string. So I'm going to go ahead and lower the treble side of this ever so slightly. I know what you're thinking. I'm going for 3/64ths, and I'm just a little bit high still. I'm going to take it down another little minor turn. Alright, I hope everybody again is having a really wonderful Tuesday. It's Tuesday here in Northeast Oregon. I'm going to bring this one up just a hair. I'm going to give it a half a turn. Let's see what that did. That's looking really nice. Alright, so after all that adjustment, the guitar is definitely going to be out of tune. So we'll have to tune this thing like 5 or 6 times. I'll stretch them a little. We'll give them a little stretch. Weird noises happening here. It's looking like it's shaping up pretty nicely. There we go. We're all tuned up. Okay, let me see. Smarts take in guitars, basses if mailed on. Yeah. Hey Kevin, what's happening? Yeah, generally it costs what we're finding is it's round trip. It's generally about $100 for a guitar to be shipped. That's a pretty close proximity, and I do receive guitars shipped to me, and that happens quite often. And I'm talking from all over the United States. I generally don't do video of those because I have some agreements with some of my clients that they don't want their guitars shown on the internet. Yeah, maybe too expensive. Somebody is calling. Oh, it's the owner of this guitar. Hey, brother.
Hey, Marshall, what's up?
I was calling you to double check on the tuning on this blue Ibanez, but I think we're just going to go standard, correct?
Yeah, just regular E, buddy.
Okay. Dude, it has strings on it, and the electronics work, and I'm setting her up right now live on YouTube.
Oh, fuck yeah. I'm going to pull that up.
Right on. Yeah, I'm not really sure. I haven't played it yet, so I don't know where I'm at with everything. But yeah, I've got the electronics repaired thus far, polished up the fingerboard, did all the normal stuff that I do. So about ready to lock the locking nut down, see if the whammy bar works. So
Sweet.
yeah,
get on there and check it out.
yeah,
See what you're doing.
yeah, it's live on my channel right now. And actually, everybody, you say hi to everybody. Ricky.
Hello.
Everybody say hi to Ricky. Anyhow, I'm digging away at it. I actually called you kind of by mistake because I realized we were putting 9s on this, but I wanted to be certain that you wanted it standard. Okay, cool. I will. I guess you'll see me. I won't see you in a minute or so.
For sure. I appreciate you, man.
Yeah. All right, brother. I'm gonna get digging back in.
All right.
All right. Thanks for calling me back. Yep.
Yeah, for sure, bud.
All righty. Bye. Okay. All right. Yeah. Cleaning up just a little bit, getting rid of some mess. Yeah, I'm about ready to. Well, I'm gonna hold off on locking down the locking nut at this point. I'm just gonna play it a little bit and see what she sounds like. I got a guitar cable here. Yep, I do. Now the electronics work before I put the cover plate back on it, so it should still work. Oh yeah, I can hear some sound out of my amplifier. Do I have a guitar pick? Yes, I do. All right, let's see how she works. I think she works. Well, that's interesting. So, sorry about that. Check this out, Stu. Let me double check, make sure the electronics are. Oh, is there a jumper? Is there a jumper I'm missing?
No, I think I know what's wrong. In case something to go across both poles. It gets thinner when you go across both poles, doesn't it? When you go across one of them. But when you go across both of them, let's see here. Are they, it sounds weird because you got volume right on the on the coil, but you have no sound from the strings transmitted to the pickups. So what would cause that problem? Are they humming really bad for like worse than normal for humbuckers? They're working like singles, are they?
About like a single. And these things have had the wires. There we go. Now,
How many wires are coming off each of them humbuckers?
That little doubled.
Is there like a ground, a hot, and then two center wires?
Yes.
They got them one coil switch
swapped.
So they're out of phase. Each pickup is out of phase with itself, and it's getting wacky when you got the string. But each coil's going to put out the same amount of voltage. But when you put them opposed to each other, so they've got the wiring.
They aren't. The pickups aren't running simultaneously though. At
No,
any
but each
position.
coil. How many wires are off each single? Like say all the pickups.
Each pickup has 4 wires.
Okay. Yeah, and they
Also
do that
see
so
that
they
these
can
rings
switch
are
do the switcheroo, and they're Ibanez pickups.
I have no idea.
But can you get at the wires easily?
Huh?
Can you get at the wires easily for one of the pickups?
Yeah. I can open up the body cavity and
Oh yeah.
just making a preemptive strike on the pickup heights here because they're both. Well, one of them was actually a little bit too closed. So. Yeah, it sounds like it's out of phase. I mean, it's totally.
So here's one pickup. Here's the other pickup. They got 2 of the wires switched here, 2 of the wires switched on this one.
Kind of a cool sound.
It is. When you want that sound, but. When a single can vary, it sounds out of phase to me.
Yeah. Okay. So we got some electrical issues.
Yeah.
Electronical issues. The way it's wired up. I haven't. The guitar came in with no strings on it. So I have all I was able to do when the guitar arrived here was just check to see if I had signal by tapping the pickup with a screwdriver. So it sounds like they've got the wiring backwards, and I'm almost afraid to show anybody the wiring on this instrument because it's pretty sad. Let's see. Say hi to everybody. Volume pot. Yeah, I'm doing that on my Strat today. I'm hoping. So let's see. Slick Rickster. Hi Jack. And Slick, I don't know. This guitar has been altered by the owner. He likes to mess around with his instruments quite often, and so I doubt these are original, because the pickup wires have been cut off way too short, and then there's extensions on all of the wiring coming off of the pickup. So it's definitely not a. Oh, there's a much easier way. I could easily know more if I knew that the pickups were original and or if the original wiring, but all of the wiring has had to be extended, meaning all 4 wires coming off the pickup, including the ground and everything, they've been cut off too short. It's like somebody cut them out of a guitar and just snipped them off at wherever they were coming through the body hole or whatever. It's pretty sad. I'm going to give you a look at what I'm dealing with inside here, and it's tragic, but it's definitely fixable. Okay, so there's the 4. Sorry. Let me get you down in the business here. So I came through and cleaned up all of this yesterday and left it wired the way it arrived in my care. So let's see. So we've got to see from this is coming from the neck pickup. We've got ground, and then white is going to ground, and red is, I think, yeah, white's going to ground. Yeah. this is going to be a whole lot more time consuming than I really want to dig into on a live stream. And it's really a bummer that it's behaving this way. Really, truly a bummer. Boy. So I believe that these two red wires are the leads coming off of the two humbuckers. I hope that I'm being clear on that. So this is the lead from the neck pickup. This is the lead from the bridge pickup, and interesting that I'm not hearing anything, so it's fairly quiet. But I believe that these need to be swapped out to the white wires, which I don't even know if that's the same color at this point. We've got white coming from yellow, and then it's going down here to a location that appears to be a ground. Oh boy. Okay, so wiring is so much fun, especially when it's messed up. So much fun. Can you tell how excited I am about having to fix this? I'm gonna go ahead and loosen up this pickup selector switch. And we'll see what's going on here with this thing. If I can even get it out of here, because the wires are probably too short. Oh no, I got enough wire here. I can actually get it stuffed. Alright, so yeah, both white leads are going to a ground here, and the reds are going to the pole pieces on the switch. So what I'm gonna do, oh boy, what a mess. You can see what I'm up against here, right? Right? Let's see, slick, let me see. Hey Sean, welcome brother. Hugh, it's starting to say hello to you again. Meow. Yeah, it's something. Boy, that's going to be difficult to. Did we just buy a guitar?
No, I'm gonna fix the machine head on this, and then I'll have Joey restring it.
Oh yeah. You don't want to let me do that, or?
Oh, I'd love you to restring it if you wanted, but you like doing classical guitars that we don't get paid much to restring. It's a yard sale fine.
Oh.
Yeah, and it needs a button on one of the tuners. And I think I have a shaft that she don't care if it matches, so I'm gonna go out and dig.
I know I got those little, they're bone colored. There's a couple of them over there.
Oh, if I have to sweat one on there? Yeah, we can do that.
And I do have a torch if you need to heat it up.
Yeah, I think I actually have one of these gears out in the shop, so I'll look, and if I do, that'll save us.
What's broken about it?
The button's completely gone. She don't want to put any money into it. If I have that, I think I have that one with the button with that gear, so I can just swap the gear on there.
That'd be nice.
Yeah, quick and easy. Last thing I need is a torch in my hand. It's like having a gun and a.
Look at this mess, dude.
Yeah, it's a disaster.
Whew.
I hate that when people do that. That's we were talking about that yesterday. The infamous people hack the wires up and shorten them up, and then you have nothing to work with.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so that's a ground going to the volume pot. And what the thought is, they've got the red wire connected from each pickup to the pole piece on the pickup switch, or the selector switch, right? The red
They
wires
got their polarity on one of the coils out of phase.
on one of the coils up for
Yeah.
each pickup.
Yeah, how, you know, if that's what I'm thinking here. So it sounds like to me.
I mean, yeah, it sounds like there's less than half of the pickup working. It's like it's the phases.
Right. Because here's our pickup. Here's our other coil, and there should be wires. These two wires. These wires are normally hooked together.
Yeah.
They've got these two switched.
Swapped.
So now it's opposing sound. It makes it sound wacky. Kills all of our volume.
Yeah. So, and well, and the other, let's see. So they've got. Ah, Jesus, dude.
Yeah. Sometimes you have to pull them out and just, oh boy. Yeah. So are all four wires right there on each? Are they jacketed? One jacket, or they got?
Well, no. The bridge pickup has individual wires coming over here. They've been extended because the pickup wires were cut off right at the fucking pickup. Now I'm gonna start swearing.
Yeah, that's. I understand that one. That's usually complimentary when you get into this kind of situation.
And can't tell.
And they look kind of like Ibanez pickups, but we don't know.
So we've got red, yellow, black, and red, yellow, black.
It's yellow's not a common pickup color.
That's the replaced. It's one that they jimmied in.
Okay.
It's been rigged in.
So, is there any of them twisted together?
No, that's the thing. I want to make sure that I'm telling you the right thing, because I think, let's see, this green wire is actually coming from the pickup, and it has a red, a white, and a ground.
Oh, wait a minute.
So there's not 4 wires off of each
There's
pickup.
only
There's
3
3.
wires. Okay. So something else is wrong. And this is off the other pickup?
Yeah, that's bridge. This is the bridge pickup. This green, and this is the neck pickup.
Oh, we have 3 wires plus the shield? Or we have
2 wires plus a shield.
Okay, let me think about it for a minute here. Oh gosh.
What I'm wondering is that let's see. So this is the. Is there a jumper on this switch that I need to? I mean, could it be?
Well, you know that you have. Okay, let's find out where we're. This is the one that goes to the. Which one goes to the volume control? This center one here.
That center goes to the volume.
This one goes to the volume, right?
Yep.
Okay, and this is one pickup, and this is the other pickup.
And this is the center.
That's the center. Okay, so we have. Yeah, so basically that one there. And our volume's all the way up on our.
Yes.
Okay. So that's our center right there.
Tone. I don't even know if the tone control works at this point. I haven't messed with it.
Sounds like it works. Turn back. There we go.
Yeah.
Okay. So we're in the center right now.
Pickup selector switch is set to.
Oh, Nick. Okay.
Neck.
Let's see what we got. Why do we have no volume there? There we go. Okay.
Yeah.
So we got the same amount of buzz here as we do there. You put it in the middle. Now we have the same amount. Wait a minute.
That's
Something else is wrong. Yeah. Okay, let me think about it in a minute here. Hear the difference in volume between the.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
See. That's pretty good. Now flip it to just flip it to either way. All right, that's our, yeah.
Okay.
That
should be the bridge.
Okay. Okay. Well, this is the handle.
What's that?
Yeah, the handle. If you touch the handle, it'll kill. I'm listening for that hum. Okay, now flip it back to the middle. Okay, if you can. Now flip it back to the neck.
Neck.
Well, that seems weak, doesn't it? But it's almost like they're. I'm thinking here. I can even think I'm thinking. Yeah, they got something horribly wrong there. Yeah. It's so hard to tell.
Well, all the alterations that have been done to this, I don't know. There could be wires shorted inside the body cavity.
Yeah, I don't know what they've done right at the pickup. Because something is haywire here. And these are the splices for the neck, right?
For the bridge.
Bridge. This is a bridge pickup, and we have...
The bridge actually has 2 splices. One right here and one inside the body cavity.
Oh, neat.
Isn't that?
Yeah, they made this a freaking fun fest, didn't they?
Oh, boy.
Yeah, I always like working on these kind of guitars. They always make my day really special.
Uh-huh.
So we have these and a shield, right?
Yeah. 2, a red and white and a shield, ultimately, is what's starting at this point.
All right.
And what could be happening is that because of the splices, that they're red and white at one point, and then they're...
Everything's out of whack, yeah.
Swapped someplace else.
Because there's not much gain there. I mean...
No,
the coils are banging, aren't they? When you screwdriver
when you tap them, yeah, they're hot, but the strings...
Something that is killing... When both coils are going, which usually means that one of the coils is out of phase. So I'm thinking that somebody did something very stupid there.
Can I just flip this? Turn the pickup around?
Yeah, I think we could
Wouldn't that be great?
Pull the pickups and fix the wires right at the pickup.
God damn. A lot of work.
It is. I mean, is it? Are they going to pay you for it? That's what you got.
Well, I need to. I probably should call Ricky on this one because this is a lot.
And by the way, I do have other pickups laying around, junkers.
Right, and that's what I'm thinking is that it would be way better to just, if we have a set of
whatever
crud humbuckers, whatever they are, that have one piece of wire, because this is a nightmare.
Yep.
To try, and I don't know how much of this is. There could be a short someplace in this. All right, so I think it's probably time to end this live stream because we have some decisions to make about what the reality is about trying to fix this guitar. So, Ricky, if you're watching, give me a call. All right. And I want to say thanks to everybody else who has been tuned into the broadcast today. It's almost time for me to eat lunch anyhow, so I'd have to get going here soon. I will have to follow this live stream up with an update on what we're going to do. This, unfortunately, this guitar has been hacked so badly, and I say that with all due respect, that we got to make a decision. And what the monetary value is in trying to make this guitar work. It's a great guitar, and it's set up really nicely now. Yeah. Oh, you're welcome, Richard. Thanks. All right, you guys. Have a great day. I think we're gonna. Ultimately, what we're gonna do. I'm predicting the future, but we're probably gonna swap the pickups out. That's probably what we'll do. So, y'all have a wonderful rest of your Tuesday. Boy, I was hoping this wouldn't happen, but when you're working on other people's stuff, people do some strange things and unknown things. So it's really interesting. Have a great day, y'all.